Hello, Facebook family. It is just about 8 o'clock here on Saturday night. I'm not expecting a huge group, but I haven't done a video in about 10 days, so I figured I owed you something. Hey, Michael, how you doing? And tonight's message will resonate with everyone, so feel free to post this on your own timeline if you'd like. This is not specifically about network marketing and home-based business. And yes, I have let 3 or 4 days now grow. Good to see you too, Michael. Always good to have you here. How you doing, EJ? Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. Got a good message for you tonight. And I'll start off by wishing all the moms a very happy Mother's Day. I hope that you get to spend it with your children and enjoy a wonderful, wonderful day together. Wallace, this absolutely is going to help everybody on your team. Tonight's message is going to resonate with everyone. It's not just about business, it's about life, but it will absolutely help anybody in business, whether it's network marketing, home-based business, or whatever. Wait just another minute or so. How are you doing, sir? Mr. Lamar Bland, rocking and rolling in the Carolinas. And hello to you, sir, from Minnesota. Great to have you here. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started because, like I said, I don't expect a huge group tonight on a Saturday night, but what I want to talk to you about is the difference between gambling and betting. Most people don't even realize there is a very real fundamental difference between the two, and it's why most people struggle in life. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of explaining the difference between gambling and betting, and then we'll go ahead and bring it together as far as you and your future endeavors, whether it's home-based business or whatever. When we talk about betting versus gambling, I'm going to give you a couple different examples from different venues. But to me, betting is a good thing. Gambling could be a dangerous thing. And the difference between the two is when you're betting on something, like if you're betting on yourself or you're betting on your future, you know the outcome. If you're gambling, you're at a risk. So here's a great example of gambling versus betting. If someone said to me, John, I bet you can't do 50 push-ups, I'll take that bet every day of the week because I know I can do 50 push-ups. So that to me is betting on myself. You put as much money as you want down and I'll be happy to take it because I know I can do 50 push-ups. But if you said, John, I bet I can do more push-ups than you, now that's a gamble. See, that's not about what I know. That's about what I think or what I'm guessing at. Because maybe you can do more push-ups than me. Maybe you can't, but it's an unknown. It's a gamble. So whether I take the bet or not, all I want you to understand is it's an unknown. It's not a guarantee. I know I can do 50 push-ups, so I'm going to take your money. In the second one, I don't know if I can do more than you. Same thing with shooting free throws at a basketball game. If we were down at the courts and you said, I bet you can't make 3 out of 10 free throws, I'll steal your money all day, every day, because I know I can hit at least 3 out of 10 from the free throw line. But if you said, John, I bet you I can hit more free throws if we each took 10 shots, Now I'm gambling again. I don't know how good you are. I know how good I am, but you could be better than me. So I'm risking it because of the unknown factor. And the last example I'll give you is playing cards, Texas Poker Hold'em. When you play Texas Hold'em in poker, you're playing against the table. So if you're sitting there with two kings, and there's two kings up on the table, and you go all in, you're gambling. It's a pretty good bet, but you're still gambling. If I'm sitting with two aces, and there's two aces face up, I'm betting. I know I've won. I got 4 aces. So my point here is the difference between betting and gambling is knowing the outcome before you start. And see, that's what separates success and failure. So many people gamble in every area of their life, and they wonder why they don't get anywhere, they don't have the success, or worse, they're constantly falling backwards. And it's because they're gambling, not betting. Bet on yourself. Now, how do you make it work? The magic in betting on yourself. This is going out specifically to you, Gregory Harris from Philadelphia, because you've been doing it. See, if I want to bet on myself and win, I practice and I prepare myself. I prepare myself. If I go do push-ups every other day for a month, I know what I'm capable of doing. So if someone challenges me, I'm not guessing at what I can do. I might be guessing if I can do more than you, but I wouldn't make that bet. Instead, I'll let you bet whether I can or I can't. Same thing with basketball. If I'm a basketball player, I'm going to practice. I'm going to shoot free throws all day, every day, so that if the time comes, I know I can hit 7 out of 10 like that because I practiced and prepared. Well, when it comes to your business, whatever your business is, I don't care what you do for a living, are you prepared? Are you an expert? Are you great at whatever your skill set is supposed to be? See, when it comes to home-based business, there's a lot of reasons why people fail. But assuming that you're in a good company with a good product and good comp plan and all that stuff, here's the challenge for the majority of people who struggle, fail, and quit. Struggle, fail, and quit. You don't prepare yourself to win when you have conversations. I hear this from people all the time. Oh, my people don't want to do it. What are you talking about? If you and I are in the same company and you're using that excuse, here's what I hear. I say stupid things to people. That's a little harsh. People go, man, John, you're really harsh. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm trying to wake you up. If I'm in a company and it's working for me, I'm no better than you. I'm no different than you. So if I talk to 20 people and 17 say yes, and you talk to 20 people and all 20 say no, it can't be the company. It can't be the product. It can't be the comp plan. It's you. Now, I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. I used to stink too. Before I made the decision to prepare myself and to practice, guess what? I sucked. I was terrible. No one wanted to follow me. I've told you time and time again, my first 2.5 years in my home-based business, can y'all see that big giant 0? I recruited nobody and I made no money. Why? Because I refused to practice, prepare, and then go apply what I was taught. Some of you are still living that your entire career. And for some reason, you feel it's okay to make efforts, and in making efforts, you feel like you've done your best. Guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, practice, prepare yourself. If I'm going to have a conversation with somebody about my business, guess what? Guess what? I know going in that as the conversation evolves, at the end, I already know the result. The result is they're going to say, yes, John, I will evaluate your business. That's all we're asking them to do is evaluate the business. And then they'll decide for themselves whether or not they want to join. And I'm okay with that because I know that more than 5 out of 10 will say yes after evaluating it. So my job is simple. Just get out there and get them to evaluate it. But when I hear people say, I can't get my people to take a look or they won't call me back, You're just not preparing yourself. You're just not trying and practicing to have success. So my point is this. Are you betting on your future or are you gambling on your future? If you're in a home-based business and you're gambling on your future, you don't deserve to have anyone join you or follow you. If you're betting on your future, if you're betting, then here's what I want you to understand. Please prepare yourself. Practice, prepare yourself so that when you go out and have the conversations, it's like sitting there with two aces and two aces up on the table and everybody's sitting there betting against you. Remember, the person sitting there with two kings and two kings showing, they think they've won because they don't believe you're sitting there with two aces, even though there's two aces up. So when they go all in, they're gambling. You're not. That's exactly how my conversations go with regards to my home-based business. Now, why am I telling you this? Why am I sharing this with you? Some of you know that I was on a special mission last week. I posted a picture at 3 a.m. in the morning. And what I will tell you is I'm very, very excited and I'm proud of the partners that I'm working with. And you'll learn more about them and you'll get to hear who they are in the coming weeks. But what I want to share with you is that each of the partners in this new venture that I'm working with are experts in their field. It's a team of experts. We're not trying to do each other's jobs because we are expert in our role and we're coming together as a unit. And the reason I say that to you is we had a couple days worth of negotiations, and I won't give you the specifics, but we sat down with a company, okay, that's worth $40 billion. $40 billion with a B. $40 billion. It's a pretty big company. Worldwide company. And we sat down with them and we went through our proposal. And they said, you know, those are really, really big numbers that you're projecting. And I'm so proud of my partner because he didn't flinch. He said, yeah, that's the projection. And it was so far outside of the scope of this company that they didn't know whether or not they could actually believe we could pull off what we said we could do over the next 3 years. And what I want you to understand is, if my partner, if I, and if our other partners didn't know our skill set, didn't know our abilities, didn't know our value, we might have gotten nervous. We might have said, oh, did we reach too high with that projection? And I think that's what the folks on the other side of the table were checking to see. Were we going to back down and say, oh, maybe we made just kind of a miscalculation with our numbers? We said, no, those are the numbers. And they sat and they looked at it and looking us in the eye and realizing, no, we're not guessing at this. These are the projections. This is what we will do over the next 3 years. And it was great because at the end of the conversations, there wasn't a hard close. The conversation ended by the folks on the other side saying, we need to review this. And how much time do we have? Are you showing this to other companies? And the answer was real simple. We put this proposal together for you. We want to do business with you. But if you don't see it, we'll take it to your competitors. We'll take it to your competitor. And we'll bring them the 2 million customers in the next 3 years. And that was not arrogance. That was not cockiness. That was having belief. Real knowledge and belief in what we're capable of doing. And I want you to understand something. Here's a $40 billion company, and here's a group that's just getting started. We have no track record. We have no history. Individually, we have massive success. Individually, we bring a lot of experience and a lot of success to the table. But this company has not even been named yet. So imagine David and Goliath. We're sitting here saying, this is what we are going to do over the next 3 years for somebody. We'd like to do it with you and for you, but that's your decision. Folks, that's having confidence. That's knowing what your ability is, knowing what your value is, knowing what your worth is. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. Whether they take the offer or not is irrelevant. We'll have somebody take this offer because it's going to be that big of a benefit. Now, why am I sharing that with you? It's the same thing that you're going to be doing every day in your business, whatever your business is. Are you confident enough when you're talking to people and they want to know, why am I paying you this for this? I don't care what your job is. I don't care what your business is. I don't care what it is. If you're trying to get a promotion at work, if you're trying to get a promotion at work, you have to be able to sit with confidence with your boss or your supervisor and let them understand why you deserve the raise and the promotion. Think about that. It's every aspect of life. But if you don't know your worth, how will anybody else? If you don't know what your value is, how could anybody else value you? Now, where am I taking this and bringing it home? It reminds me of just a wonderful story that I heard a few years back. It's probably been 3, 4, 5 years now. Some of you will remember it. Some of you it'll be a new story. But I did a whole training on this, which is how powerful it was. It is imperative. It is mission critical. 100% mission critical for you to practice and prepare yourself, because at some point you're going to be given an opportunity. At some point you're going to be given a chance. At some point you're going to have the opportunity to win, to prove yourself, to have that chance to succeed. And if you're not prepared, if you're not ready, if you haven't practiced, you're going to miss it. And it's really important to understand that you keep your axe sharp every day, which means you don't practice for a little while and then start to slack off. You stay sharp every day. You put in the work and the effort and the practice and the preparation every day. Now here's the story that is just, it's a feel-good story, and you feel free to go research it if you'd like, but I'm just going to give you some of the high points. There was a song, I'm going to say again, it was 4, 5, 6 years ago. In fact, I'll tell you exactly when it was. It was during the 2012 or 14 Olympics, Summer Olympics. The song was Call Me Maybe, or Call Me Baby by Carly Rae Jepsen. And it became like a massive, massive successful hit all over the world. And here's the irony. People were like, wow, she's amazing. Came out of nowhere. Wow. And everybody was talking about this new singer who came out of nowhere and had this magical overnight success. And back then I saw an interview with her, and it just resurfaced. I saw it about a week and a half ago, and it made me remember. And I said, I want to talk about this. But I saw an interview with her. And the funny thing is, she had been recording music for years. She'd been recording music for years. In fact, I think she had recorded 2, possibly 3 albums before anybody heard that song. So she was working, practicing, preparing, delivering music, and not having success. Now, we've all heard that. Musicians, actors, actresses, entertainers, they don't naturally have success right away. But she kept doing it. She kept doing it. She kept doing it. Here's what I want you to understand. She was putting out music and not getting the rewards, not getting the success, not having, all of the experiences that she was hoping, but she did it anyway. And all of a sudden, a kid by the name of Justin Bieber, so whether you like him or not, I don't care, but he's famous and he has a huge influence. He's in Canada, he's driving around, he hears the song. He likes it. He says, wow, that might be the catchiest tune I ever heard. He tweets it. Hears it, tweets it. Tweets the name of the song, tweets the name of the artist, and says, maybe the catchiest song I've ever heard. And in 24 hours, something like 18 million people downloaded the song. Think about that for a second. One person with influence hears it, comments on it, boom. The overnight success, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years of putting in the time and the effort without being recognized, without being famous, without being wealthy, pays off in one freaking night because the right person heard it and commented. Isn't that exactly how it works in network marketing? You only need one really good superstar recruit, and you can become successful for the rest of your life. Are you prepared that when that person walks into your life, or maybe they're already in your life and you've overlooked them, but when the forces collide, are you prepared? Are you able to deliver your absolute best in that moment? See, I love that story. Whether you like the song or not, I could care less. Whether you like Justin Bieber or not, I could care less. That's a powerful, impacting story of a kid working her butt off with her passion, something she loves, and not having success day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to give your best effort over and over, struggling, not failing, but not succeeding, just struggling, and never giving up, so that when the timing is right, you're in the right place at the right time to have that success? Because again, if she had given up at some point along the way and not put that last song out, Justin Bieber never hears it. Now again, like I said, whether you like him or not, I could care less. He tweets it, and because of his global influence, she's an overnight success. Now here's the best part. He does his research on her, finds out that no one has signed her to a label. She's got no representation. So what does he do? He calls his manager and he says, sign her up to our label. So Justin Bieber, who's just a kid himself at the time, whatever he was, 16, 17 years old, 18 years old, signs her to his label and then begins to mentor her, and she gets the big break to be part of his world. Folks, that's how it happens in life. But if you're not doing your part, if you're not bringing your best effort, then you know what? That right person is going to go right past you to the person who is prepared, to the person who is taking life seriously, to the person who is betting on themselves, not gambling. Remember the beginning of this video? I bet on myself. You sit down with me, you walk away knowing you had a conversation. I don't gamble with my time. I don't gamble with my efforts. Doesn't mean that I win all the time. It just means I gave my very best effort and took the very best shot every time. And that's what it comes down to. So in closing, are you betting on your future, or are you just gambling it away? And if you're gambling it away, it's time to change. I said his name earlier. I'm going to say it again right now. Gregory Harris out of Philadelphia. I watch. I'm not ripping anybody else. I'm not passing judgment. I'm not criticizing. But I am respecting and giving you the recognition that you deserve, because Gregory Harris every day watches 1, 2, or more videos and comments. See, those of you that are watching him and not commenting, what is wrong with you? Comment. That's how your friends and family are going to get exposed. But Gregory Harris comments, and I will always, anytime I see it, reinforce and have your back, because his friends that don't understand what he's doing chirp and comment. Why are you watching those every day? What's wrong with you? See, because they're here in life, and he wants to go here in life, and he's willing to recognize, I got to do some things. I have to improve here to get there. And so when his friends comment or ridicule, he doesn't get deterred. He doesn't go, oh, wow, all my friends that are broke are making fun of me for preparing myself and practicing. No, Gregory Harris says I'm doing it because it's how I'm going to get to where I want to go. So much respect for you, my friend. And as I said, every time I see your comments, I will always have your back because it is a lonely road to the top. This is for all of you. It is a lonely road to the top. If you think all your friends and family are going to come with you, understand when you look at a mountaintop, that's why it's tiny at the top. They don't need a whole lot of space. There's not a whole lot of people willing to take the journey. So I repeat, if you want to be successful, understand, I'm not telling you don't be friends with them. I'm just saying don't let them influence you. You walk your path. If they choose to walk with you, great. If they choose to make fun of you, great. You are the only person, when you look in the mirror, you are the only person that you owe anything to. Period. I got nothing to prove to anybody. You should be saying the same thing. You've got nothing to prove to anybody. So in closing, in case you've been gambling with your future, this is John Costino saying, make the effort, start betting on yourself. Know your value. You will only know your value if you practice and prepare. I know I can hit 5 out of 10 free throws. I know I can knock out 50 push-ups. I know because it's my value. I know what I can do. Don't ask me if I can run a 4-minute mile. I can't. So I wouldn't be that bold. What are you willing to practice and prepare so that you know your value? Because until you know your value, no one else is going to give you any. No one else is going to have any respect for you. They're not going to value you. So again, you're in control. It's not someone or something else. It's you. That's the good news and the bad news. The good news is if you really want it, like this. That's how fast it can change. Here's the bad news. You don't have anyone to blame but yourself. Go look in the mirror and have the conversation. But the good news is you can change at any time. This is John Costino saying be blessed. Thanks for joining us. And again, to all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. Enjoy it with your family. See you soon, folks. Bye-bye.